Hello folks, welcome back to Honda Snowblower Enthusiast, and now we've had a small engine repair. A friend of mine brought this over the other day. He got it and took it home and forgot to check the oil. And I've done it myself. He started it up, it ran for a few seconds, and then it locked up. But I've unlocked a lot of engines, Honda engines, usually for this reason. You don't check the oil gets low, it locks up on you. And a lot of times the engine doesn't detonate, it just stops, and I can unlock it. Look at these augers, they're gorgeous. Well, anyways, I did everything I could to unlock it, and it's just tight as a drum. So I drained the oil. I put some penetrating oil in the spark plug cylinder. Pulled the plug right here. Sprayed some Croyle penetrating oil, which is one of the best out there, and let it set overnight. And it's still locked up as tight as a drum. It's just stuck. So anyways, I drained the oil, and little bits of metal was in the oil. So what does that tell you? I mean, this engine is toast. I'm going to have to tear it apart, rebuild it. Hopefully the cylinder is not too scored. I can hone out the cylinder, put a new rod and piston and ring kit in it, new gaskets, get it running again. I've done this many times on my engines. I don't do it for people. It's just not cost effective. It takes so much time, and I'm not going to have time to do it right now. So anyways, I'm just letting you know, you should always check your oil, especially after a long layoff. I've had to if you watched the previous video on this topic, I have an HS624 that I've had for 10 or 15 years. See, I put a sign tape over the ignition switch. There's no oil, but it's the engine's toast. But I can use a lot of parts off of it if I need to. The tank, the coil cover, the carburetor, the belts. This is a good machine. If I can find a donor 55 cheap, and that might be messed up a little bit, but the engine still runs, then I can switch over the engines, which takes me, I don't know, I'm kind of slow. My 70th birthday's coming up. It usually takes me about an hour to remove this engine and put another engine on it. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until I get a donor machine or an engine, and throw on a good engine on this. But unfortunately for my buddy, this was a completely avoidable issue. You want to check the oil. I mean, how many times have I said that, folks? Check the oil, check the oil, check the oil. Always check the oil. Especially after the layoff. The first time you're starting in the fall, after 6 or 8 months, you want to check that oil. And you check it on a level surface, okay? That's when you're going to get a good reading. Now, in case you don't know, when you check the oil right here, you got 2 ports. This is where you check the oil because it's got a dipstick. When you check the oil on a level surface, you unscrew this, and then clean the stick with the rag, and then you don't screw it in, okay? You just put it right there and pull it out and read the stick. Actually, we've done videos on changing the oil and the proper oil level for this machine with this type of crankcase cover you can see, you can fill it till the oil is right there at the top. You don't want to overfill it. Overfilling is almost as bad as underfilling, and you'll start getting smoke blow by. You'll start getting oil. Sometimes somebody will mention that oil is puking out of this hose here. This is your valve cover. This is a breather hose. And if you have too much oil in your engine, the oil pressure is too high and it will pump more oil into this. This is your valve cover, and it will spit it out of this this breather hose. Okay, folks? What? Get my finger out of the way, Anthony. Well, anyways, that's my tip of the day. This could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in frustrations, repairs or whatever. The owner has another Honda that will get him through next winter. He bought this for the deck. He's got a 720, and he got this. He's got a 400 square foot deck, so he's tired of pushing the 720 around, which means that the paddles or the housing guard needs to be adjusted, or the paddles need to be replaced if they're worn out. But anyways, he wanted a Honda that drives. This is a great machine. 55. You got a 5.5 horsepower engine, and you've got a, let me see, this is 22 inches, I believe. This is 22 inches or 21 inches. So it's great for decks and walkways, cleanup duty. If you have a plow service, a lot of snow removal companies will get these for their decks and walkways and cleanups. It's a great all-purpose machine. It's my second best favorite Honda after the HS80. And this baby was built around 1985 or so it's 40 years old. So it's a real shame. It's a real shame to see this happen to a Honda, the owner. So folks, I've said it a million times, please check your oil occasionally, especially after a long layoff. If this video helped you, you please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.